Hey guys, and welcome back to the shop. For those that are new here, I am the convicted Christian. I am 7 years, almost 8 years clean and sober. I did almost 10 years in prison, and now I am free and off parole. All thanks to God's love for me. So last week was my comeback to doing my regular videos of Life Story Monday, and this is going to be my What I Learned video for that. I typically try to release them on Wednesday, but my wife had to work really late Wednesday, and I wasn't able to get out to the garage so I could shoot this video. And so, it's getting done today. I'm going to release it for Friday and also the Hobby Friday video. And this week's going to be a little different, so you'll have to check that out. Something new that I'm doing. Since I did my Bible verse on Life Story Monday, I'm only going to do that probably once, maybe twice a week, depending on how that goes and everything like that. Because I really enjoyed it last week, and so that's going to be, I think, a regular thing, just maybe not every video. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so I'm the convicted Christian, as I already said. I gave you my credentials, and last week I talked about the time that I spent between minimum when I got released up until I had met my girlfriend at the time. That was a huge mistake. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this video is probably going to be pretty short. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to make it to 10 minutes. I honestly have no idea. Because I didn't learn a gosh darn thing during this time. I've learned things about it now, or afterwards, but at the time, nothing. I got out of prison, and instead of continuing to work on myself, like I mentioned in the last video, and actually working on how I would interact with other people when they messed up my big plans or threw things to the wind, instead of doing that, no, I didn't go completely off the deep end. I didn't go completely wild and crazy, but I definitely was not doing what I should have been doing. I was going to work. I was being more productive, being more mature, absolutely. But I was drinking, which was against the family rules and everything like that. So I was working hard, and I was playing just as hard, and I shouldn't have been. Not just because I was on parole, but I don't have the mental capacity to be able to do that responsibly or safely, and so it just spiraled a lot. It was definitely not a good time for me, and not because it was a bad time. I couldn't handle it. I didn't know how to handle it. And so I just kept sliding back and sliding back and sliding back. I completely stopped working on myself, and I kind of got this mindset of, oh, well, I'm good now. Oh, well, now I'm fine, and I don't have to worry about working on myself anymore. And I fell into that trap that I didn't need to grow anymore. And I didn't need to learn anymore about who I was, what I was about, any of my issues, and I still hadn't completely gotten to the bottom of a lot of my issues. And I think that's what happened is I felt like I had learned everything I needed to learn. And so I stopped letting myself learn and stopped letting myself grow and do the right things and be the man I could be. And because of that, I started losing control and losing the ability to react the way I wanted to react to situations. Like when my car up and died, which was later, actually. I'll get to that. That's probably my next life story Monday. But whenever I had to switch jobs, I didn't really want to, and I really fought against it. And so it stressed me out and put me through a huge anxious time. And I could have controlled that had I continued to work on myself. Had I went through and held myself accountable, been more responsible, and all the other steps. But I chose not to. And because I chose not to, then it got harder the next time. And harder the next time. And there was no way that I was going to continue to be able to live like that without something massively going wrong. And even in that, I wasn't learning anything. I was 29 years old, so I wasn't as young as I was, but I wasn't old by any stretch of the imagination. Yet, I acted like I, knew everything. And looking back, that's the lesson I learned. But I wish I would have learned that in the process and straightened up and did it the right way. But I didn't. And from where I am now, I don't regret it. Because even though I can't see the plans that God has for me, my higher power, whatever you want to call it, I can see how if I had changed anything willfully, I wouldn't be where I am now, and I enjoy where I'm at now. Are there issues? Absolutely. Are there things that I wish I could be different? 100%. But the only thing I need for that to change is get myself motivated and make the change myself. So I don't have anyone else to blame for my current situation except myself. But a lot of my past actions, I feel guilty for the crimes that I committed, because I committed them. I feel sympathy and empathy towards, the people that I hurt, because I hurt them. But I don't regret any of this time, especially this time, because who knows where I would be. Maybe I'd be off. Maybe I would be better off had I straightened up from the get-go. But at the same time, maybe I wouldn't have. And I'd be less off. I'd be worse off than I am now. And I don't want that. I am grateful for everything that I have. Going from what society would consider the lowest and getting to a point where I'm comfortable, I have everything I need, I have most of what I want, my family's healthy, and there's not too many things that I can't do without enough time and preparation. This is probably one of the best times of my life. By far. Because I, with the help of my God, made this happen. You know, He gave me the opportunities to walk through the doors that He opened up. And I was finally smart enough to walk through them to get to where I am now. And so I may not have learned a lot in this time, but I definitely used it as a lesson in later times. So, that